very good evening to everybody who's present here and those who are watching us online. And today we're so glad that all of you are here to celebrate a special event which is particularly aimed to bring the younger generation in such a beautiful manner together that they can become the leaders of tomorrow with a calm and an empowered, powerful mind. So really, thank you to all of you who are present here today. And before we start our journey, I'm seeing a lot of new faces, especially the parents. Could I have a show of hand how many of you are here in this building for the first time? Oh, wow, that's half of the room. So really, thank you. A special heartfelt welcome to all the parents and guardians who've supported and brought the young ambassadors for peace today, this evening. You're really encouraging them on this wonderful journey. So before we begin, I would just like to share some house rules. We have not planned any fire drills right now. So if you hear a fire alarm go off, stay calm, be peaceful, just walk down the stairs that you have come in. In case you need water, the water fountain is at the stairs just in the entrance. And in any case you need to room, down the corridor to the left. So let's begin. Are you ready? Are you ready? Children are peaceful. Are you anxious as parents? Are you thinking what's going to happen? Okay, so there is every time in the journey of being an ambassador for peace, what we all do together is we start with a moment of peace. We start by calming our minds down and having a fresh start every time we do a new task. So are you ready for that? I'm not going to lead you into a meditation. Guess who is going to do? Of course, it's the young ambassadors for peace. So I would request Fatima, please come up on the stage, and she will guide us into a wonderful meditation just so that we can be very mindful tonight. Over to you.
Sit down in a comfortable position. Close your eyes or look down at your palms. Breathe in for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Picture the air coming into your body and going out again. Now think of something that you're grateful for. Why do you appreciate this? How does it feel when you're thinking about it? Imagine a swirling light in your heart. This is your inner peace. Now silently affirm to yourself, I am peaceful, I am peace, I am kind, I am loving. Slowly open your eyes.
Really, it was a peaceful moment. I could see everybody just going in that reflective mode. So thank you, Fatima, for a wonderful peace moment. And now to give you an overview of what YAP is. I know majority of you know, but those who are watching us online from different countries might need a little bit of overview. So I would ask another YAP, Sakshi, to come up on the stage and share what YAP really means. Sakshi, over to you.
My name is Sakshi, and one of the reasons I really enjoy being a young ambassador for peace is probably because it has helped me give a more cultivated and thoughtful, reflective approach to everything that I do. Before we start this panel discussion, you'll have a chance to hear from all the young ambassadors for peace, and we'd like to share a short little video which is an overview of the program.
Today, in the world full of chaos, hatred, division, restlessness, and much more, there is hope too, where the young generation is taking initiative to bring about a change and make a difference. Brahma Kumara ZK endorses the spirit of young children and wants to support by providing a platform through its unique initiative called Young Ambassadors for Peace. The logo is inspired by the colors of life. Blue for calmness and trust, ensuring reliability. Green for harmony and prosperity, enhancing growth. Yellow for happiness and creativity, filled with enthusiasm. Love, warmth and good wishes are core values of a kind heart. Above it all hovers the double peace, symbolizing the power of these qualities to make us light and fly high against the wind of resistance to reach our destination. We present to you Young Ambassadors for Peace, a project that aims to inspire the younger generation to find peace within themselves, develop leadership skills, promote teamwork, and become true ambassadors for peace within their communities, building unity and respect for all. Join us on this journey by creating a peaceful thought every day.
That was wonderful, isn't it? And I'm amazed how this 10 years old generation is such filled with enthusiasm, love, and so much wisdom, right? And today we all have gathered here to understand their wisdom, listen to them, and see how can they inspire us. So we've got our leaders of future today with us, and we're going to have a panel discussion with them. The facilitator of this panel is someone very special, and it's my pleasure to introduce you Vishwa. Vishwa Sodhi is BBC Radio 4 journalist and a media producer who will be guiding the young ambassadors into a conversation on peace, purpose, and personal transformation. So please join us on stage, all our dear YAPs and Vishwa.
Right. Hello. Oh, yes. Okay. So yes, we are really privileged to spend the next 40 minutes or so hearing from the children. I've been so lucky that over the last few years I've had a chance to interview the children of West Lodge for many different inspiring reasons. One was how they were coping with homeschooling during lockdowns, then an environmental campaign that they were running to recycle batteries. Last year, some children who were fasting for Ramadan during the school day, and today we're obviously going to be hearing from the Young Ambassadors for Peace. And I think everybody that I've spoken to who's in any way, some way connected to this program has talked about how heartwarming and inspiring it is. So anyway, we will hear from them directly. So can we just start by, if we can just each say, if you can each say your name, how old you are. I think everybody's 10. Is everybody 10?
Yeah.
So your name and maybe your favourite colour, and then we'll get on to the questions. So you can start next to me, Molly.
I am Molly and I love blue.
My name is Fatima and my favorite color is pink.
My name is Sakshi. I don't really have a favorite color, but I have a favorite shade, which is black.
My name is Kaba and my favorite color is orange and I'm 10 years old.
Hi, my name's Amias and my favourite colour is black.
Hi, my name is Dravia and my favourite colour is pink.
Great. Did anyone have the same favourite colour? Yes, 2 pinks.
And
And 2 blacks. Okay, so I think the first thing that would be great to hear from you is, because we hear the word YAP bandied around, but what were your, and I really want to understand what that is. What were your, so if I could direct this question to Drivya and Molly first, what were your initial thoughts when you first found out that you were going to be a young ambassador for peace? Did you have any initial reaction?
I was excited, but I was very confused how I'm going to do it because I like noise a lot.
Yeah, I was elated and I didn't really understand the depth and the journey this project was going to take me. I didn't really fully understand what peace is until I began and how to share it.
But you were excited and you had a sense that there was a real responsibility connected to the role. Yeah, okay, great. What you've been doing over this last year as Peace Ambassadors, I think you've had 3 areas of focus. I wondered if I can now ask Sakshi and Fatima to. So I guess one of the key principles I think you've been learning about is introspection. Fatima, can you tell us what that is?
Introspection is finding a few minutes in the day to think about yourself and where the day has taken you. And it's really important to do.
Why is it important?
It helps take away stress, and it's important for your brain and your mental health.
Yeah, and is it and Fatima, is it something that you've actually been practicing, introspection?
Yes, Peace Gym, which the Brahma Kumaris Foundation has given us to try, is this book.
Okay, great. Yes, and I think Sakshi, you were going to share a little bit about the Peace Gym. So, inner peace is something that, does it come to you naturally?
No, it's not something, it's something that you feel when it comes to you. It doesn't come to you in the click of a fingers. You actually have to understand how it works. It's like a kind of feeling where you feel like you've got it and you know it's right. It's basically introspection, but an inner feeling, a deeper feeling inside your heart.
Okay. And Jim suggests it requires work. Does finding inner peace require work? Do you think, is that something that you've covered?
Maybe it doesn't really have to be, I don't know, about like studying for like that, like studying hard, but you have to put in some effort, like show some positivity or be kind to somebody. If you're very negative or have negative thoughts all the time, then it would never actually make a difference, and you would never get that sensation of inner peace.
So are you saying that having positive thoughts requires effort? Is that what you both think? Or, and any of the rest of you, if you also feel like you'd like to jump in, you can. But yeah, does having positive thoughts require some effort?
I would actually say that having positive thoughts doesn't entirely require a lot of effort, because it's really your choice. You can think negatively about something, or you can think positive. And I think positivity is really important, because it kind of, so if you're negative about something, for example, you're doing a test and you feel so negative about it and you think you're not going to do well, you don't know what score you're going to get. But if you think positively and you're peaceful about the test and you think that I'll try my hardest in the test, and if I don't get the score I want to get, at least you know like you've done the best that you can do. And it's really important because also positivity, it tells your brain that you can do it and you can do the thing that you want to do. For example, it may be a test, maybe a tournament, it can be so many different things. But positivity is just always important.
Great. So it sounded as if, Amas, you don't need to push your microphone, and we can hear you brilliantly. So is what you're saying almost as if you can just give your best, and then whatever comes, and that is being positive? Is that kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah?
I
That's
don't
really
really
nice.
believe it requires any effort. It's inside of you, and it's one of those strange things that you can describe, but you can't really put its full meaning into words. It doesn't require anything from the outside, because you'll never find it. It's always inside of you, and you've just got to realize that and let it grow.
And so the peace gym, there is because it's because the word gym suggests there's some sort of peace muscle that needs building. So what's that referring to?
So it just gives you a good idea. The first part of the book gives you a good idea of what the peace gym is. It's like there's three positive. So in the morning when you wake up, you think of something good. Okay, I'm a bit tired, I haven't woken up in the best attitude, but I can change that. And then in the middle of the day you could be saying, okay, I've had a bad day or a good day so far, but I think I can do better. And then at the very end of the day, you will see in your peace gym there's the date. You have to write the date. You have to, and then in the morning you tick off if you got the morning, if you did it in the morning, if you did it in the middle of the day, during the day, you can also take that off. And then if you did it at bedtime just before you go to sleep, then you can also take that off. And then you can write in the comment section how you felt at the end of the day.
So is it a sort of written form of introspection, the peace gym?
It's more like something that helps, like, give it. It helps you understand peace. Like, it helps you. It kind of yourself encouraging yourself to do peace. You're encouraging yourself to make more peace and just try to give yourself an idea of what peace is by actually doing it in a
structured way.
Yeah.
And Fatima, did you want to add something to that?
Yeah, it definitely helps you introspect. And there is a reflections and observations section, and in my observations I wrote, peace begins with a smile. It's a very common quote, but it's not used.
And so have any of you found that introspection has been something that has helped you in a moment where maybe you were about to react to something, but because you're used to watching your thoughts and reactions a bit more, maybe you didn't, or you reacted differently in any situation? Has anybody got an example that they can share?
So I have a little brother and we argue sometimes, and obviously arguing is fine, but it's like a conflict and it needs solving. And with introspection, it kind of, instead of saying like, oh, I'm right or you're wrong or he's right and I'm wrong, it's more of a compromise in saying that, okay, I might be wrong, you might be wrong, I might be right, you might be right, but you have to look inside yourself to find what maybe you're missing and what the other person might be, feeling, and you have to listen to their point. So what they're saying can't go in one ear and come out the other ear. You have to really get into their shoes and feel what they're feeling, and you will understand them a lot better, and it will help arguments settle down a lot more easily. And it's very important because in life there will be some ups and downs. You will have arguments with people, your best friends, your best mates, and it's really important that you can settle those arguments, because you don't want to like make the situation worse by maybe, I don't know, pushing your point so hard that it makes them feel like they're wrong. If you get what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think what's really nice about what you said, and you shared this when we spoke the other day as well, about how you put yourself into the other person's shoes. And so it sounds as if this practice of introspection has maybe helped you to do that a bit more. Well, maybe we can verify with your parents if that really is the case later, but it's a really lovely example. And so actually I think we're sort of moving on to the second area. Maybe before we move on to that, I think one of the real key ideas of this first area that you covered of inner peace was that if you create peace in your mind, you create peace around you as well. Is that something that any of you feel you've experienced since learning and embodying some of these ideas? So maybe three of you can share.
Well, I used to usually fight with my friend a lot and get angry with her because sometimes she usually does it, but she says I've started it. But now, as I'm getting peace inside me, I'm starting to calm down and say, okay, could it be none of our fault? You just have to move on. What has happened, it's happened, and you can't change the past anymore.
That's lovely.
Similar to Juvia, I have fights with my sister almost all the time. I wouldn't say they're big arguments. I think they're fighting over different small little things. But I think we can all change that by like just seeing, okay, fine, how about we decide you can have this, you can have it for this amount of time and I can have it for this amount of time, and then we can, and I think that really, and I think the first event really helped me understand that peace within, also mixed with peace with others, but I think it was more peace within to understand how I'm feeling, and then peace with others, I can understand how she's feeling.
And were any of these completely new ideas to any of you? Were they the sort of the first time? Molly, did you want to say something on that?
I was going to say, for once, sometimes when me and my sister fight, as same with the other two, now I sort of look into it and think, is this worth fighting for? And the answer is always no. So we calm down and allow us to be happy with each other, and that sort of represents peace with others in my eyes.
That's brilliant. I think everybody's remembering their siblings now. Yes, go on, Fatima.
In arguments, mostly from the second event, I've learned that in arguments, it's not that one person wins and the other person loses the argument. It's that nobody wins, and you have to talk about it to solve it.
Lovely. So why don't we actually move on then? So the second event you attended, the first event focused on inner peace, a second event that you attended focused on peace with others. And so, Kedar and Amayas, could you maybe just initially give us a little overview of what that means? You've talked a bit about it. I think you've all talked a bit about it. But maybe if one of you could just share a bit about.
So really, peace with others is also, first of all, helping to resolve arguments. So that's really nice because how we do it, we have some powers in here. There's powers like this. It comes with like a meditation, self-reflection, stuff like that. Also got scenarios to prepare you for the real world. Another thing is teaching peace to other people. If you feel that like someone's not being peaceful with you, try to teach them in a nice way instead of saying you're wrong. You should show them the peace moment, stuff like that, instead of fighting with them.
And there are plenty of opportunities for you to practice peace with others, because what would kind of typical conflict situations be that you find yourselves in? You've nearly all described scenarios with brothers or sisters, but where that's not relevant, where else? I guess in school, is it relevant?
Definitely. I want to add to Kedar.
Yeah, sure.
Outer peace, to me, it just shouts teamwork, and you have to learn to be in a team, and you don't necessarily have to be the leader to lead the team and help the team, if you get what I mean. It's like, if you're doing something that you think you can do on your own, but if you have 10 more people, you can always do it like 10 times better. and you have to learn that you have to listen to their ideas as much as they have to listen to your ideas. And Outer Peace is telling you that you have to show them that you will embrace their point, and that if for example you don't agree with their idea, you have to say why you don't agree with their idea, for example, because their idea might be brilliant, your idea might be brilliant, but you can do both the ideas if it's possible, or you have to choose one.
And is there a real situation that you're thinking of when you share this? Is this the kind of thing that would come up at school, for example?
Yeah, so like in the playground, and you're playing with your friends and stuff, and you want to do a game, for example, and if you don't know what game you want to choose, everybody has different ideas of what they want to do, and you have to push your idea, but you have to also listen to the other person's idea to see how they might want to play and how it's different to your idea, and maybe you can come with a compromise. Like, for example, my brother's told me that with his friends, they have a rota on how they choose their games, so it's like, I think it was my brother first, and then his friend second, and then his other friend third. And I think that's really nice because it shows that he's being peaceful, and to me, I think it shows that I've taught him well.
You're all developing great leadership qualities, I think, as part of this. Did anybody else want to say? I think these 8 powers, there are these 8 powers that are part of learning how to interact peacefully with others, and I think you've each prepared to say a line about each of them. So maybe Molly, do you want to, or do they go in an order? Or can we just go around? Yeah. Okay, so Molly, do you want to go first?
My power is freedom. It means letting go of the past. Let your freedom grow. Basically, it means look to the future. You can't change the past. You can't let it haunt you. You must see the brighter side in everything. It's represented by the animal, an owl, as it flies away from behind and shows itself to a bright new future, as humans need to do more oftenly.
My power is introspection, and one important thing to remember is that we are just our bodies and the roles we play in life, but we can try and be more than that, and if you introspect, it really helps and takes away anxiety about the day.
I chose the power of courage because I feel like almost everything you do, you need courage. For example, I'm doing my 11 plus very soon, and I need courage because without courage you can't do anything, because if you're nervous about anything you won't give it your best. Also, the animal for courage is a lion, because lions are courageous. And a fun fact about lions is that they roam around and they don't let anybody near their children, even if it's about a mile away. They're just, no, go away.
My power is clarity, because you need to separate wrong from right. The animal for that is a swan, and when you pick friendship, for example, be with peaceful people, be with nice people, be with people who are good for you, not with people who are bad for you. Also, don't develop bad habits. Be peaceful, do peace meditation, stuff like that.
My power was the power of cooperation, and I think cooperation is really important because obviously I've talked about how you have to be in a team before, and I think you have to work together with your team to achieve your common goals, specifically like literally helping you. they can help you by just supporting you along the way and saying, hey, you can do this, you can definitely do this. And the animal are bees because they always protect the queen, like the soldier bees, and they all have their own little parts of their their hive, and the bees that go and collect the pollen, and they work together really well because they know that they have to work together to get as much pollen as they can to their hive as quick as they can. And I think it shows that they've definitely, they've cracked cooperation, and we have to do that too.
So the power I chose to say is power of stability, and its quote is, deep respect, differences connect. And it means whatever religion you are, whatever skin color you are, there's more that gets us together than that divides us. So we should always work together and respect others. And its animal for stability is an elephant.
That's lovely. I think as we get to know you all, we can see why you chose each of those qualities that you did. Before we move on to talk about the final area that you focused on within the programme, I had a question for any of you that want to respond. Is being peaceful avoiding difficult or challenging situations? Because sometimes there's the idea that a peaceful person is peace is a weakness, perhaps. Yeah, everybody wants to answer. So maybe we can start with Fatima this time.
If there are difficult situations, you can still keep peace, even if it's very loud, very noisy, not peaceful. You yourself can keep peace in your heart while you're doing whatever you need.
But are you a weak person if you are peaceful?
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Why not?
Other people around you probably won't be peaceful, whatever you're doing, but if you put in a bit of effort, you can stay peaceful, and you can stay peaceful even if there's, it's very chaotic around you.
Yeah, absolutely. Sakshi, do you want to contribute?
So I don't think peace is a weakness, but that's personal. Some people might believe that peace is a weakness because it keeps you from being quiet, but it keeps you from being loud, and it keeps yourself in, because you have to be peaceful. Yeah, and peaceful usually means people don't understand peace deeply. They think peace means to be quiet. It means that you can't say anything, but I disagree with that totally. I think the real meaning of peace is maybe not to be quiet, but just to have some thinking time, to reflect on something and maybe observe the world around you instead of always speaking and telling people.
So it's actually a strength, would you say?
Yeah.
Being peaceful. Oh. Amias, did you want to add something?
I'd definitely say that peace is not a weakness. I'd say peace is a strength, and that peace helps you to overcome challenge, and it's saying to look inside yourself and see that you have a million different capabilities and use them to your advantage to overcome challenges. And if other people around you think that peace is a weakness, you yourself can show them how peace is not a weakness by being peaceful but still overcoming everything that's in your part. Not everything, but still overcoming things with as much confidence as you can.
absolutely. I think, like you've all described, that taking a moment to step back actually improves the situation, the conflict situation, for example, that you're in. So it absolutely seems to be a strength. Okay, Drivya and then Molly.
One thing that I do agree on peace is actually for me a strength, because not many people can always be peaceful, but some can, and sometimes quite a few people find peace challenging and hard. So I think it's good that we have peace with us, and it just shows more. And one scenario I want to give is that when you fight with friends and you have an argument for games, then one thing you could do is you can combine them together. Let's say when I play a game A and game B, you can combine it together to make it a game A.5.
And Molly, I don't know if you're about to share this, but I think there was a really nice story that you can relay about. You can all see that you've got an injured arm, but something that the doctor said to you about peace.
Well, when I was having my bones reset, which is honestly one of the most painful things you can do, I was quiet. I didn't shout and I didn't scream. And the doctor said I was one of the most peaceful children yet. And well, I am a peace ambassador, so.
Sorry, please.
And I was going to say, peace isn't backing down from a challenge. It's walking into a challenge with your head held high. It means stopping conflict, helping you improve and achieve everything more than if you were to live without it. It means peace is a strength. It means going into something, knowing you're going to come out victorious. It doesn't mean that you're taking a step back, even if it's just a moment that you take out to meditate or meditate while you're completing the activity. It means that you're showing the world what life can be and what it needs to be.
That's lovely. I think you absolutely displayed what that stillness in action is like with your real life example. So, and Kithara, do you want to share something as well?
Yeah, I feel like peace isn't about closing your eyes, being silent. It's not a weakness at all. It's actually a strength. As we say in Peace Gym, strengthening your peace muscles. Strengthening comes from strength. So I feel like peace is about creating your own space and finding your own pace. Go inside of yourself, find inner peace. Not outside peace, but inner peace.
And then the outside piece follows. Yeah. And so you started learning about inner peace at the beginning of the school year. Then you did a session on peace with others, maintaining peaceful relationships with others. And then the third step is peace with nature. That was something that you learned about. And so Molly and Drivya, I think, can you share a little bit about what that means? What is living peacefully with nature? What did you learn about?
Well, to sum up the day, it meant looking into nature in a new way, not seeing, for example, fire as something that burns down places, except seeing fire that provides us light and warmth. It basically took a new look on nature that I don't think many people usually perceive, showing us how freedom and love can rely in such simple things that maybe we take for granted, and showing us that it's important to look after it more than the fact that it is just life which needs to be maintained.
Okay, so you learnt about the elements and you kind of changed your view of what they are. So as you described fire, you look at it differently to perhaps how fire might be talked about in the news, let's say. How about the other elements? Did you learn some symbolism first? Maybe Drivya can share first, and then we can open it up.
We learnt about 5 different elements. As Molly said, we learnt about fire, which is purity. And fun fact about fire is only some acorns, if you put in fire, they can turn into gold. If you didn't know that, then that's a fun fact we learned today. And we learned 5 other elements, which is water, that is love. Air, that is freedom. Ether, that's space. And earth, that is
wisdom and strength.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as Molly said, I want to show you a picture that I think is very powerful about fire. Fire doesn't always harm things. Fire can also make things grow. And I think Molly, you would like to say what you wanted to say about this picture I'm showing here.
Well, it shows that even though fire can destroy, it can give life. It can melt the resin around some seeds, allowing new trees and new plants to go, and eventually leading to allow us to live. It's an essential part of our lives, and it always has been.
So I think we're going to open up to questions shortly, but before we do, I wondered if you could each just take a moment to really think clearly about the one thing that's had the biggest impact on you that you've learned, because you've learned so many different things, and some things have stuck with you more than others. So maybe, again, we can start with Drivia and then come round, and if you could share the one thing that's had the biggest impact on you in the Young Ambassador for Peace programme.
So one big impact that has happened to me is, I like noise, but I've learned that sometimes quietness is what you need. And even if you're in a noisy place, you can be quiet. Because I thought peace is just in a quiet place, you gotta be quiet. And you just close your eyes and things like that. But now I realize that peace, you don't always have to close your eyes. You just have to relax, be peaceful inside you. And then I feel like inside peace shows outer peace. And even if it's a noisy place, if you're peaceful, I believe that's the only thing that matters.
Lovely. That's very nice. And one thing we didn't cover, I don't know if any of you want to talk about it when you share your impact, but you made an impact on the streets of Harrow on Friday. Maybe one of you can share that. And also you've been making a big impact in your own school, in each of the classrooms. So we'll go round, but maybe if one of you can cover those points, if the other one doesn't. So Amais, do you want to go next on the impact of the project, either on you or on your environment?
I would say one of the biggest impacts that the YAPs program has, given me is probably that I can lead, I can be peaceful, and that it's not just you that is, peaceful. It has to be wholly you. Like, you can say I'm peaceful, but are you really, really peaceful inside yourself? And this program has showed me that I can be that really peaceful, and it helps you see inside yourself and see everything that's happening inside you, so you can, show the good stuff outside of you.
It's lovely. Kithara, do you want to go next?
Yeah, so last Friday was the Peace Walk. I heard a quote from someone that said, "Don't strive to be peace, just be peace." If you're peace yourself, then everyone will be peaceful and it will just be an amazing world. But you need to know your peace. You'll know your peace when you are peaceful.
And that Peace Walk was when you got together with the children, maybe 60 children from all the other schools, or 60 of you all together, and you walked around. Can you just explain in a line what it was that you did on Friday?
Yes, so we were in Harrow. We walked around with posters. You could call it a protest, but it wasn't really a protest. It was more just spreading peace with the outer community. Whereas just in our school, we were just you could say cooped up. But outside, we could spread it with the whole world.
Actually, in the first event, I didn't feel like I actually deserved to be a YAP. But in the second event, it suddenly hit me that a peaceful mind is a powerful mind. And that's always been in my head. So now almost everything that I do, I think about that those couple of words. And that gives me a strong sense of what peace actually is. It gives me it just hit me. I don't know how to explain it, but it made me feel good, and it changed me completely.
It's nice. So it's like a motto that you carry in your head: a peaceful mind is a powerful mind, which is lovely. Okay, Fatima?
I would say that the event that I learned most from was probably the second event, Outer Peace. It helped me realise that if you're trying to spread peace, but you're not doing it in a peaceful way, then you're not a very peaceful person. And introspection, that was something I wanted to add. If you introspect, then it helps resolve your problems, and it helps your thinking and how you think about things.
It's a very powerful tool, and it's nice to hear that you're going to be spreading peace peacefully, not forcefully as well. And Molly?
Well, I had two different events that affected me the most. The first one, where it just sort of hit me how big and important peace is, seeing how many people devote their life to peace and how big a project and how important it really is. Before that, I mentally thought that peace meant the opposite of war, but not until that day did I discover that it was so much more than that. And in Peace with Nature, it kind of felt like taking a whole new look on peace, sort of seeing it beyond just the human race where we commonly associate everything with, but to the new world and to the future and to the things that were here even before us, that we can still unite with them even if our ancestors may not have.
I think it's given you all a real multi-dimensional view of peace. I think it's given us all a completely different perspective on how broad the term peace actually is. Dora is desperate to say something, but I think there's going to be some questions coming. Maybe do you want to quickly make your final point?
So, whilst doing the Peace Walk on Friday, we had a man, he said, kidnap peace, and I think Fatima, she made me realize that. I knew he was saying something, but I couldn't understand, but Fatima thought he said the word kidnap peace. We first thought like kidnap peace means, because let there be war, stress, we don't want any quietness, happiness or peace. But then a teacher made us realize that kidnap peace means like keep it for yourself. You can have peace, so just keep it for yourself so you have peace yourself.
It's lovely. So I think there are questions. I think we're opening it up to any questions from the audience or maybe online as well. So does anybody have any questions for any of the children? I think a mic's coming. Oh no, is a mic coming to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. First of all, I think it's a great program. From listening to the kids, their experiences, their stories, I think it's a phenomenal program that's been created, and hopefully this spreads like fire in a good way. The question that I had was, you guys are all in year 5. How do you find being with your classmates now and the situations that you are in compared to previous years, and how do you deal with those situations?
Sakshi and Mayas want to answer. So Sakshi, go first, and then Mayas.
Young Ambassadors for Peace is short for YAP, and there are other meanings of YAP, and sometimes people don't understand Young Ambassadors for Peace, and they try to talk about it like we're yapping, but what we understand and they don't is that it's much more than just that. It's actually something very meaningful, and that you should all respect, no matter what. And I don't think that lets any of us down.
You respond peacefully when they say that.
Yeah.
And okay.
And we haven't given up. We haven't felt let down or anything.
You don't feel disheartened by that. Okay. And Amayas?
So before this program, everybody in my class, we we were just being like, we didn't have a second thought about if we were being peaceful or not. We kind of just, you know, we did stuff, and they weren't always like the best choices to do. But now that this program has like, it's mentally changed, I think all of the YAPs, and it's saying that people around you might be rowdy, like there might be people who, I don't know, do stuff to you that that you really don't like, and before you might retaliate in a way that isn't the best way to retaliate. But after the YAPs program with the Young Ambassadors for Peace, so we have to you know, act in a peaceful way and not snap or retaliate at them. You have to kind of show them that they've done something wrong. You should ask them why they did it, so you can understand and then see why they've done that, so that you can then, you know, tell them that what they've done is wrong and why it's wrong.
Some good responses. Okay, next question. I think one thing it would be really nice if they do get a chance to talk about is they've been conducting peace moments and meditations for their teachers every week in the staff room, and also for their classes. I'm not sure that we've covered that yet, but anyway, we'll take the next question and maybe there'll be a chance to talk about that.
My daughter just wanted to say thank you for sharing all your thoughts with us. She really enjoyed listening to you guys.
Okay, are there any other questions? Yeah.
First of all, I would like to pay tribute to all the teachers who have basically brought this program into the school. And secondly, tribute to these young chaps. Well done. And guys, a question. It's a hilarious question. But do you think that you're also keeping a peace? You have learned to keep the peace with your teachers as well and your parents?
Yes. So with adults, you've talked a lot about peers, haven't you? Brothers, sisters and friends at school, but what about parents and teachers? Maybe Durvia can take this one first.
So, my parents, yes, but my teacher, not at all. Since the year group, never ever done anything related to peace in the class, so 100% not my teacher.
But you've been doing meditation moments for your teachers, haven't you? Has that had any effect on your teachers?
Miss Taylor's strict about her Peace Corner. Our Peace Corner is made up of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. We have a chime for ether. We have a script for air. No, other way around. But and for fire we have a world peace flame. For water we have a water pot, and we have a plant for earth. And parents-wise, my dad, not at all. My mum, I guess.
And Fatima? No comment there.
For the teachers, if you don't know, every week on Tuesday mornings, the staff have a meeting in the hall, and 2 of us from each class, every week it changes because there's a rota, but we go to these meetings and we do peace moments for the teachers.
And what was that like the first time you did that, having all of your teachers with their eyes closed in front of you? Yeah, everybody wants. Maybe Molly can answer this one.
Well, it was exciting. I'd never seen it before, and I was ready to sort of fully or more so embody the role of a YAP, and seeing them taking the peace moment sort of allowed me to see that peace isn't the Young Ambassadors for Peace program isn't just focused about spreading peace to the younger generation through the younger generation. It's also focused to spread peace to the older generation as well.
Not sure how your teachers will feel about being called as the older generation, but I guess they are. Yeah. Yeah.
But not. So the first time me and Molly are in the same class and we do it together. And the first time Molly was doing the chime and I was reading the script. The second time I was doing the chime and Molly was reading the script. And I noticed that some of the teachers weren't actually doing it. Only about 3 or 4 teachers. The other teachers are just staring at us. So
now I'm sure they're all well practiced at their peace moments. Okay,
So that was before I broke my arm.
I think a final comment from Amaya, and then I think we might have to end. Is that okay? Yeah, okay.
The teachers, so the first time I was in there with first time all of the eyes were staring, I was like, get me out of here. But when they actually took the peace moment, it shows that, yes, what Molly said, is the younger generation and the adults, and it shows that they're in the room doing this peace moment, and if they can do it, you can do it too. And it shows that we're definitely making progress, on the first day 3 or 4 teachers were actually doing. On the second day it was more and more, until all of the teachers are doing it, because they're understanding peace throughout every single peace moment, and I think that's really important.
It's amazing. It's amazing actually how normal it has become, I think, in your school for these peace moments to take place. It doesn't feel strange or different anymore. It's just part of the culture of what you do, so it's lovely. So I think
one question from our online viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how many people are watching you online? Any idea?
No.
Wild guess. We've got over
1,000.
I wish. Okay, so we've got over 200 plus people watching you right now. So big round of applause. And one of our viewers have a question for you, and they've asked that, have you practiced your peace moments at home? And have your parents done that with you? And do you think that you being peaceful have impacted them?
I think maybe Kedar can take this one.
So I feel we also do it at home, because we do the peace gym every day. We also do our own meditations. We just like to do it. It's become a culture now. Sometimes we join our parents. We just do it every day, yeah.
And if you want to have a look at any of them, you can just come up and have a look.
It's an online question.
Yeah, but for anybody here.
I'd also say that definitely, because I like to do it before bed sometimes, and it's my mum who does it with me, she does it with me, and it's kind of really peaceful, because also my little brother joins in, but it's half-heartedly, so it's nice to have another person doing it with me as well.
That's lovely. And Divya, you wanted to say something in response to that question?
So I feel like even if you don't do the peace gym and you don't really fill in any of these pages or the notes, but as I see somebody has, if you don't really do it, then it's fine. The main thing is that you at least do it, and I sometimes do it with my mum, but I don't show that I do it. I just do it inside me, not outside. It could be anywhere. At school, if you're annoyed or so, you can go somewhere and you can act like you're fine, but you can do it inside you, and that is another way that you can show inner peace. And you don't always have to fill in reflections, observations, and these things over here.
It's great, and I think with all of you, the things that you started writing have now become just things that you do as habit, don't you, in your mind? Yeah, okay, and Molly, is that okay? Yeah, fine. Final point from Molly.
I was just going to say, I'm not quite sure what classifies as a peace moment, because if it's just a moment that you take to allow your inner peace, or just happiness or joy, or that wide variety of things to do things in you, then I say I try to constantly do it every time I have an opportunity. A peace moment doesn't always mean taking a moment or wider moment to meditate. It just means allowing your inner peace to grow for a bit, thinking of happiness or joy.
It's lovely.
How many? Just wanted to ask, how many of you are really feeling proud of your children today? Can we give them a standing ovation please, let's encourage them and give them a standing ovation for their love, their courage, their sincerity, and their wisdom. As you kindly said that this project should go like a haywire in every part of UK. So all the parents and teachers watching us online, if you're interested to implement this program in your schools, do get in touch with us. So a big thank you to all of you, and I would request Molly, could you guide us? You could sit there, not a problem. Could you guide us into meditation, and then we can say thank you to everyone.
Sit down in a comfortable position with your spine tall and straight. Relax your shoulders. Envision a small golden light burning deep within your heart. Let it radiate with love, peace, hope, and joy. Allow it to expand to reach the furthest reaches of your body, your mind, your fingers, and the tips of your toes. Hold this feeling for a moment. Let this peace and harmony be with you always. Let you carry it wherever you go. If you ever seem to lose it, don't worry. The best of us do it sometimes. Just remember to bring it back. Peace is the next step towards a brighter generation. Thank you.